There was one truth every German tanker believed without question. You do not lose a tank duel to an M4 Sherman. Not to its thin armor. Not to its high silhouette. Not to its gasoline engine that burns when hit. For years, German Panzer crews laughed at it. They called it a rolling coffin. A Tommy cooker. A joke built by an industrial nation that didn't understand real armored warfare. The rule was simple. German tanks were superior. Their guns were longer. Their armor thicker. Their optics clearer. Their crews better trained. One Panther or Tiger could kill 3, 4, even 5 Shermans before being knocked out. And most of the time that rule held. German doctrine, German engineers, German veterans of Poland, France, and Russia, all reinforced the belief. You fight Shermans by picking them off at range. You trade steel for steel and win every time. That belief hardened into arrogance. Because what Germany didn't measure was endurance, was coordination, was what happens when an enemy refuses to fight your kind of war. And in the hedgerows of France, in the forests of Belgium, and on the killing fields of Germany itself, one man, and thousands like him, would force Panzer crews to confront a truth they refused to believe. The Sherman was not a joke. And by late 1944, Germany was about to realize it the hard way. You are Staff Sergeant Lafayette Greenpool, 24 years old, born in Texas, drafted into the U.S. Army before Pearl Harbor even fades from the newspapers. You are not an officer. You are not famous. You are a working man who learned engines before he learned tactics. And that makes all the difference. By 1944, you command a Sherman named in the mood. You know every sound it makes. You know when the transmission strains. You know when the engine coughs before trouble. You also know something German tankers underestimate. You are never alone. You fight as part of the U.S. 3rd Armored Division, Spearhead. A unit designed not to duel but to overwhelm. You move fast. You fight together. You hit from angles German doctrine never respected. Across the lines, Germany is bleeding. The Eastern Front devours men and machines. Allied bombers tear holes in factories. Fuel shortages ground experienced crews. Replacement tankers arrive with weeks, not years, of training. Yet German confidence remains. Because on paper their tanks still win. A Panther 75mm gun punches through a Sherman at 1,500 yards. A Tiger's 88mm can kill at nearly 2,000. The Sherman's main gun struggles past 800. So what's the problem? The problem is the battlefield is not paper. It is mud, smoke, hedges, villages, ambush ranges under 500 yards. And Germany doesn't realize that by dismissing the Sherman, they've dismissed the men inside it. You are about to show them the cost of that mistake. August 1944. Normandy. You advance through hedgerows that turn every field into a maze. Visibility drops to seconds. Engagement distances collapse. Your Sherman rolls forward at 15 miles per hour. The engine vibrates beneath your boots. The radio crackles. Sweat pools inside your helmet. Then it happens. A Panther fires. The shell tears through the hedgerow 20 yards to your left. Dirt rains down. Leaves explode into fragments. You don't stop. You turn. You close the distance. German doctrine says you should retreat. American doctrine says you maneuver. 500 yards. 400. 300. Your gunner fires. The 75mm round slams into the Panther's side armor. It punches through. Flames burst from the engine deck. The Panther burns. The German crew never fires again. That moment repeats. Again. And again. Poole doesn't hunt tanks head-on. He flanks. He moves. He waits. He attacks from concealment. He uses speed instead of armor. Within weeks, in the mood racks up kills at a pace German intelligence can't explain. At Ericourt, fog blankets the battlefield. German Panthers advance blind, expecting inferior opposition. They find you. Shermans fire from hull-down positions at under 600 yards. Panthers die before identifying targets. German commanders radio frantic reports. They don't understand. By September, Poole's crew destroys 12 tanks in one day. Then 13. Then 20. You smell cordite. You hear metal scream. Your tank rocks with recoil. You feel the concussion through your spine. At 900 yards, German shells whistle past. At 700 they start hitting. One round punches through a Sherman ahead of you. Flames erupt. The crew bails, to make it out. One doesn't. Failure feels close now. You push anyway. You fire again. A Panzer IV explodes. Another Panther burns. German crews panic. They radio for help. They request Tigers that never arrive. And then comes the moment that changes everything. In November 1944 near Aachen, your column runs into a German counterattack. 5 Panthers. 1 Tiger. The German commander believes the math favors him. He is wrong. You maneuver through smoke. You fire from concealment. You coordinate with infantry. You call artillery. German tanks burn in sequence. 1, 2, 3. The Tiger retreats. For the first time, German tankers report something unthinkable. Shermans are hunting them. If you find this kind of forgotten military history as fascinating as we do, we'd be honored if you'd hit that subscribe button. We believe these stories of courage, adaptation, and sacrifice deserve to be told, and by subscribing, you help ensure they aren't forgotten. The fighting continues. By December, Pool's tally reaches 258 enemy vehicles destroyed, including 83 confirmed tanks, more than any American tanker in the war. Then it ends. A German infantryman fires a rifle grenade. It hits your tank. Shrapnel tears through your leg. The pain is instant, blinding. Your war is over. But the realization has already begun. What Germany didn't know, until it was too late, was that the Sherman was never meant to fight alone. It was meant to fight as a system. Radio coordination, mass production, rapid repair, constant pressure. For every Panther destroyed, Germany loses months of labor. For every Sherman lost, America rolls out 3 more. German tank doctrine breaks under attrition. By 1945, Panzer commanders avoid engagement. Crews abandon vehicles for lack of fuel. Tigers are blown up by their own crews. The myth collapses. The Sherman, dismissed, mocked, underestimated, wins not by superiority but by refusal to stop. And Germany realizes something terrifying. They didn't lose to a tank. They lost to an idea. Staff Sergeant Lafayette Poole survives the war. He never returns to combat. He lives quietly, works as a car salesman, rarely speaks of the tanks he destroyed or the men he lost. He dies in 1991. Today Shermans sit in museums. Children climb on them. Veterans run their hands across welded steel. And the myth lingers. But now you know the truth. The Sherman wasn't a joke. It was the moment Germany realized that fighting spirit, coordination, and persistence could crush even the most feared machines ever built. If this story moved you, please hit that like button. Every click tells the algorithm this piece of history is worth remembering. We're dedicated to rescuing these forgotten stories from the archives. If you want to join us on that mission, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment with your city or state, and tell us if someone in your family served. Thank you for ensuring that Staff Sergeant Lafayette Poole and the men of the 3rd Armored Division do not disappear into silence. They deserve to be remembered.